hit the like button, share this content, let friends or neighbors know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and Beyond. Come on.
Let it run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. Now, what should I say? I am.
Destiny will arrive all the same. Come on with it. Come on with it. Mama said there'll be days literally just like this. Come on. Yup. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation's groove? From my studios to yours, brought to you by Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers, as well as Atlas Razor, Turtle Beach, and Mando. Come on with it. Be sure to be a miracle at Miracle Forms Foundation. The information is in the description box. Let's get it. 5, 4. As they say, pull a string and I wink at you. I'm your puppet. Come on with it. Let this room fill up. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. And what? Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Ain't no party like a Law Nation party. Yeah, let's get it. Shout out to you, Sean. To the hood, baby. Come on, Reddit. Wilson, appreciate you. Weapon X88. I see you, fam. Def Kang. Not King, but Kang. Cliff, man, what's up with you? And anybody else that's in here watching, appreciate you guys. Shout out to the Facebook SWAT all the way up on the Facebook side and the Instagram. Appreciate you guys so much. And the TikTok, Twitter, everybody that's here. And not to leave out YouTube 1 and 2, appreciate everybody on the sports side, because there's a whole bunch of other YouTubes that I got too. Some I would never tell, it'd just be like, hey, you don't know, But at the end of the day, shout out to you, Def King. Appreciate you. All right, so news around the world is that the Cowboys will do some element of surprise, right? The grandiose element of surprise. Let me know if my audio is straight. Let me know if my audio is straight. Let me know. Roger says, I came to bring the pain. They do say no pain, no gain, right? So you got to figure out how to get that going. So you got to get the gain in order to have, you have to have the pain, right? So with that being said, there was some news and information out here that I got to pull up from some good things that Jane Slater said, so we can pretty much carve down. I know that she got an inside voice with the star, so what she say, I kind of listened to it with loose ears, right? But I also measure twice, cut once, right? So we got to look into that. So when we hear Jane Slater or read this, she says, let's revisit this list. Some more conversations this morning and a little more clarification for the nation, right? People can get things unclear, and then they got these Stephen Wonder visions over here, Ray Charles and them. She was told, I'm paraphrasing by the way, that the Cowboys need an offensive lineman, but sounds like, because I know when they said offensive lineman, I can see my guy Louie, I can see my guy Boss Cowboy Sports. I mean, he's very passionate about getting the trenches going up front, right? He's very passionate about Tyler Booker or Armand Membu. Who else? Will Campbell. Any of those boys, Kevin Banks. So he really wants offensive line, and I see the picture, right? Like you want to block it up front. But here's the caveat to it. We so sick and tired of offensive line. Oh, my God. Who going to make the sacrifice with all of that, you know? But neither here nor there. She goes into this aspect of it. The speed, so they really want wide receiver, but they would love to have speed. Ted McMillan, they would love to have him. I'm also told, knowing Kellen Moore is concerned, is with the Saints grabbing him at running back. I guess him would be Ashton Genty, right? But neither here nor there. This is the list that they have here. Ted McMillan, Walter Nolan, edge rusher James, not big game James, but Pierce, Matthew Golden, and Tutton. Now, he may not be here. He may not be available until the third or fourth round, right? You better not grab him with the shoot. What would they say with the 12th pick of the NFL draft? The Cowboys select Tut. Now, we're going to start a riot, right? You going to start a riot? Shout out to you, Justin D. Been a member for 63 months. Level Platinum 3. Come on with it, man. He says, I don't trust Jerry Jones. DC for life. You know, PDX Cowboy fan says, Slater is copying him. You know, I don't take nothing past it, you know. But shout out to Jane Slater, appreciate her. One thing I can tell you, that when you look at everything and you say to yourself, all right, cool, how much better can we become than what we were the last season? How much better will we be from the last season? Two things that I want the Cowboys to do, and I think I said this last year, is to grab a running back and stop the run. Run the ball, stop the run. In the last 5 years, we only drafted one running back, and he wears 42. You can put his name in the chat. He wears 42. So with that being said, like, what do we do if it is that situation? But before we move forward, we got to understand where we're coming from. So what we're going to do is, shout out to my guy, John Machota. He had some footages of the baseball game yesterday. And I can tell you, my guy, Jake Ferguson, and all of those boys, they talk. So we're going to listen to it. Tiny Dudes Bud, I see you, yo, mans. You know, yes, indeed. Let's go with it. Shout out to you, Sean. That's Sean King. Sean Kang in the building, you know, and I'm glad I'm seeing you out of prison there, man. You know, I heard you about to get locked up, but that's Sean King. Wide receiver, we need one of them. Jerry don't know how to make deals anymore. NFL GMs eat Jerry's lunch. This is from my guy Justin D. I feel you, man, but you know, Jerry, I was on the phone with someone, and I said, man, Jerry got more years behind him than in front of us. And then he said that basically it's going to be another 20 years. I said, wait a minute now. So you mean to tell me Jerry's going to be here for another 20 years? And it hit me. Jerry might outlive us all. We ain't wishing death upon anyone. But Jerry might outlive us all. And in 20 years now, he's still here, all of us gone. Just how Jerry is, boy. Jerry is literally saying, you know,
on the real, me and your mama are getting real serious.
Yeah, so what else, Jerry? What else you got to say?
So it look like I'm gonna be around here for a while. I ain't trying to be a daddy or nothing, but if you need some advice, feel free to talk to me.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think it's almost like every other year, maybe a little bit more, but I know what it takes. I know what it, you know, I was Pro Bowl 1 year, and last year not the year that I wanted to have. And you know, just going back and reassessing myself after this season, just knowing what it's going to take. And, you cutting out some of the bad things in my life, whether it be food, whatever it may be, and really locking in and getting with Dak, making sure I'm
they crunk
the offense, and with the new coaching staff, just making sure that turnover is seamless.
So newlywed or about to be newlywed Jake Ferguson is talking about fixing his diet. He's talking about getting things going in the right direction, ladies and gentlemen. That is a very good thing, by the way. I'm not going to knock the kid on that, This is the contract year for him. It was odd that a lot of people dismissed the fact that he had that concussion, I believe, week 2 or maybe week 3, and he didn't look the way that he's supposed to look. Concussions, man. Who played football before in the chat? Or who have played any sport or been in an accident? We ain't finna go to Frenkel and Frenkel right now. But if you've been in one of those accidents, right, and then you came to, moving around again, now all of a sudden your mind is everywhere due to the fact that you had that concussion, right? Memory loss, right? Memory lapse. Also, not being able to be as much aggressive as you normally be. So I'm putting all of those things with Jake Ferguson, and I get it. Temperaments, the whole ideology, the need to be right, played a major factor in. Luke Schoonmaker was drafted by Mike McCarthy in the 2nd round. So if anybody gonna get the bulk of the share, is to prove that I'm right about Luke Schoonmaker. So that's why Luke was getting in front of Jake. And Jake was sitting there like, hey, wait a minute now. I'm still the better player, but I'm going to take the high road. So it's one of those things. Weapon X, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Genty, T-Mac, forcing us to trade back. Book it. And this is Weapon X 88. If Genty or T-Mac, Genty -5, T-Mac -6, forcing us to trade back, book it. Okay, so are you saying that they're going to be drafted number 5 and number 6? Is that what you're saying? But here's my thoughts on trading back. As long as the tag's touching, don't get too greedy. I know that there was a trade back rumor just the other day, and where we moved back all the way to the 25th spot, right? And a lot of people were like, hell no, man. Look, man, we like this team. Matter of fact, we love this team. We don't want this for this team, right? We need a situation where we can have weapons, right? And with that being said, Genty with the Jags, T-Mac with the Raiders. Okay, appreciate you, Weapon X. You know me, man. I didn't know those priorities were right there. So if Genty goes to the Jags, they give me ETN. Just give me ETN off of their team. Add him to this team. When they cut and release him or what have you. And the craziest thing of it all is that we can make arguments, right, about the Cowboys not having weapons. But Trevor Lawrence has some weapons over there, right? I said, God, dog, he got the wide receivers. He got the running back. He got the offensive line. They moved that offensive line to, I believe, the Vikings land, right? And they supposed to have the quarterback, and they couldn't bust through a wet paper bag. It's crazy. That's right, Martin. Appreciate you. So with all of that being said, it's one of those things whereas we will have to look at it from a different perspective of what the Cowboys actually need. Now, this was a talk conversation from my guy, Terrence Steele. Let's listen in to him. We're going to bring in some new stuff while everybody's loading up to come on in. Be sure to do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, share this content. Let's get it.
I expect a very high level of play from the jump. I've been grinding like no other this offseason. I just want to be great. I just want to be great for me, for the team, for my family. So, I'm hungry. I'm hungry to go out there and prove the world wrong. So, I expect a very.
So he said he's starving, basically. Belly touching his back. He's like 4 Somalians at a food fight. And if you're a Somalian, let me know in the chat. I don't mean to throw any knives at you. I ain't trying to shank you with the butter knife. So if you're a Somalian, but that's what he said he is. He's hungry. Rib cages and all. He wants to prove to the world that, hey, I'm him. I can be him. I'm the right tackle that y'all paid the monies for. Let me get back on the good things. Here's my thoughts on this. Far as Terrence Steele, not the reserve, right? Who improved under Mike Solari, right? Because we can argue Tyler Smith. We can throw in a debate with Cooper Beebe, maybe Brock Hoffman. But in actuality, as they say, totality, put the toes in there. Who really improved? Yeah, Dank says, look, man, Terrence Steele is not him. I feel you. But I'm not going to pin everything on Mike Solari nor Terrence Steele. But when you are a pass-heavy team and you can't get that motion going for your offensive linemen and get in rhythm, we will see those drop-offs from those things. Still reserved is better than him. Thanks. Hey, man, just pass a few over for me, man. Pass a few over for me, man. Yes, indeed. Not even Reynolds. Oh, my God. Great value. Oh, my goodness. But to be fair to Terrence Steele, we will see what he looked like this season. And if he don't perform up to the level and the kind of caliber that we looking for, then y'all can say, man, Law, I was right, you was wrong, and you horrible Law, and you can call me out of my name just for that one time, right? And if not, my mom's gonna hold you in contempt of court, right? But let the sessions begin. This was a great, and this is like a recap for what the video I did last night. But I want to give you guys, those who tune into my live feed, the live raw reaction, right? And this was my guy, is my guy, Cowboys Deron Bland on his contract situation. All right, let's listen to him.
Get a new contract.
No, I was no talk. We're worried about the season right now.
That is a very noble thing. Let's talk about the season. I'm all focused in on the season right now, right? He ain't worried about the contract. Now, can you imagine, close your eyes, can you imagine if he had, dare I say, David Mulugeta as his, oh my gosh. Yeah, if he had David Mulugeta as his agent, it would have been crazy. Let me know if his David Mulugeta is his agent, though. I don't think he is. Is that Destroyerian? Yeah, he do look like him a little bit. Yeah, Destroyerian. Or it kind of looked like Shador Sanders a little bit, give you a little Shador. Yeah. The way he was picking the balls off, man, pause if necessary. Hey, he looked like he got some Deion bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Deion Bland or Deron Sanders, with the pick six. Yeah. Bland shut that down real fast, Tony Tone. Yeah, you ain't lying. Shoot, he shut it down. Now, as much of scrap metal of criticism that this guy was getting, Micah Parsons on the importance of getting a brand new contract. And as we all know, for those who've been following the channel for a long time, you know how it goes.
Dread it.
Yeah, shoot. And you can't run from it, but you gonna try to run from it.
Guys aren't participating. Extremely important. You really see a lot of players struggle when guys aren't participating in camp and they get off to slow starts. I don't want to get off to no slow start. I want to hit the ground running and establish ourselves in this league and get some wins early in the season and be in rhythm. It's going to be extremely important for me to get going and lead these guys.
No doubt. So rhythm, the motion, the impact of everything starts with that. And speaking of that, if you are in the Dallas area, I want to get some motion going for those who just not tuning in. I want to talk about an event that we will have tomorrow at the grandiose place that I always say in Arlington. We will have it over here. Write this address down: 2405 South Collins Street, Arlington, Texas, 76014. We will have the guy that protected the star. Yes, George Teague in the building. So be sure to show up and greet him if possible. And it will be on tomorrow. Be there around 6:30. Get you a good parking spot. Get on in there, and we will have food and drinks as time allows there. And it'll be Law Nation Sports Draft Party. And I'm telling you, you may not have a good time at all. You may not have a good time. I promise you, you may not have a good time, but you will have a great time. All right, what we got? Sources, let me see what we got here. Okay, I like this. I'm gonna say right here. Boom, let me retweet. Yeah, you coming, Jackson? Appreciate you, man, all the way on the Facebook side, man. Appreciate you, man. Love you, man. Appreciate you, man, for coming on out and having a great time with us, man. Or we'll have a great time with us. Let me see if I can pull this up while that is going the way, because this was some news around the way. And let me see if I make sure. We'll talk about Clarence Hill and his definitive answers to a lot of things. So let me pull this around. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. All right, so boom, let me pull this up. Schultz says multiple team sources have brought up Steelers wide receiver George Pickens in trade discussions, and he's a name to watch for this week. Pittsburgh isn't actively shopping him. Yes, it isn't in there. But the conversation have taken place. Pickens is entering in his final year of his contract. All right, so the Cowboys been leaked to this because of the fact that we need a wide receiver. Now, hear me out. I'm not saying that he will be the end-all, be-all. And a lot of you guys can put in, no, I'm not going to want to see this guy with the silver and blue and the star on the side of the helmet, especially how he did our guy, Jordan Lewis, who's no longer on the team. All right, so head case, Pickens, you know. Hey, no, he's a diva. You know, I'm going to start taking advices from y'all when y'all say somebody is a head case. You know, so, you know, is it Pickens is a nutcase? Oh, wow. All right, if you team Pickens, put 14. If you don't want him here, put a 1 in the chat. I need to see these things because he's been brought up multiple times as it relates to the Cowboys. But let's say if Matthew Golden, Ibuka somehow falls in the cracks and you're not able to get him, right? So let's say if he is available, let's say if that is a situation and scenario, would you do it? Or you need to see what the other side would be, like what they looking for as far as remuneration. You know, that's tough, Law. It's from Halle, I see you. Eugene Blad, you know, are you related to Deron or Dwight? You know, I see you only, okay, Marvin Jenkins, he ain't worried about it, man. He want that dog. So I got 2 people that want that dog. 3 people, Future Vision Entertainment. So 1, 2, 3 people want that dog. 4 people, 5. Okay, now I count you already one time. 14 from Future. I would trade a 5th round pick for him. Would you do it straight up for a Jalen Tolbert? You know, I'm just playing with y'all. Can y'all imagine Mingo, Pickens, Lamb, Turpin? That's a lethal combination, though. That's a lethal combination. And now, don't y'all shame me, man. You know, it's supposed to be about having fun. If you ain't having no fun, you ain't supposed to be here, you know. That's not fun. No thanks. This is my guy, Sean Green.
Shame.
All right, yeah, that's, yeah. Dak not done yet. Boy, I ain't seen you in a long time, man. You all right, Dak? Not done yet? You good? Oh, I've just been overlooking your comment there. Dramatic, appreciate you for being automatic. Yeah. So let's get back to the topics at hand. All right, so this was Micah Parsons on the the whole notion of the off-season workout contract thing?
Yeah, I think I'll still be around. For me, like I said, I still got to learn the playbook. And I'm not so much of a iPad person where I can just keep learning. Like, I got to walk through it. You know what I mean? Maybe so much I might not be on the field part of it, but I'll be there learning. So that way I'm at the least I'm getting prepared to, be ready for week 1.
The truth. Yeah. He said, I'm not an iPad person. Yeah. I'm not an iPad person. I like to be physically out there. I like to get plays run through my mental mind. Not everyone can pick. There's different variations. School teachers will tell you different learning. Some people are hands-on. Some people are visual. Some people can be both, right? And that's just how it goes. Shout out to you, Rodriguez. Appreciate you. Coleman, thank you so much for jumping in as well. So Swain and things, man, I see you. NJ, appreciate you. Thank you so much for jumping in. Dak owns Filthy and a wrench. What happened to the invisible cream, Dak? But neither here nor there. My thing is, ladies and gentlemen, if Parsons ever been doubted as a leader, this is not the year to doubt him, right? This is the year to sit back and say, what a noble thing you are doing. And not everybody's blessed to do noble things, right? Because he's at the mercy seat of anything can happen while he's out there. And one can argue that it can happen even if you signed him. But this shows a levels of, okay, even though there's no ink on paper for me to get a new deal, it's so important for me to be out here to pick up what the new coaching staff is trying to exhibit and exude, and that's just for what it is. Shout out to Jay Business. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Micah Parsons prefer Etch-a-Sketch. Man, technically, he probably don't even know what Etch-a-Sketch is. This is before his time. He's not a day over 24, 25. He's still a young kid. All right, so Micah Parsons, when asked about the exchange between him and DeMarcus Lawrence. Now, sometimes I'm gathering my thoughts when I look up to the heavens, right? I'm gathering my thoughts. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, it takes a new person to come into the room and get rid of the old people that was in the room so that you can showcase your true potentials, right? Sometimes there will be those who already have their ways, right? And I believe I read somewhere in the word, whereas you don't stitch old garments onto new garments because they will shred and rip apart. Now, sometimes you can get away with it. You got to have a hell of a seamstress, right? In the Cowboys, we didn't have a good seamstress, right? However you say that. I would tell you that we've been sitting back thinking, where did we went wrong at on defense? And my number one thing is, we never built the defense. We just got pieces. Come on with it.
Man, just for me, it's all about setting the tone about what the locker room is, man. We ain't going to put up with nothing. We ain't going to tolerate the dumb stuff that was going on. Like I said, it's a new regime, new culture. I'm not saying that, other guys weren't culture builders, but, some things are just tired. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, if something ain't working, it's good that you got new guys to fix it. I'm just happy that, me, CD, Dak, and, Dak kind of been through 2 generations, but, just a new regime. Like, guys going to get closer, we're going to relate, It's just kind of hard, like, when you got a bunch of guys that are here and they're
Tony Tone got me another reference. Don't pour new wine in old wine skin because it will bust. Pow, pow. Right? So at the end of the day, we ain't trying to Angie, close your ears. We ain't trying to bust it wide open. You know what I'm saying? And that's just for what it is. Micah Parsons is now the definitive leader of this defense and could be the de facto leader of this team if anything happened to 4, right? So I do like what I'm hearing out of Parsons.
You know what I mean? They're more your highest paid players, and it's hard to get that relationship. But now we've all came in together, established this relationship. We're all around the same age, and we all hang out way more. So, like you saw us working out together. That's not something that I've seen or been a part of here in the past unless you went to OTAs. So just things like that, meeting up, working out together, boxing together, things like that, things that we're going to start. Really.
So he said working out together, boxing together, and we seen that just with our natural eyes. Let me see if I can find this clip right here. And we seen that. Parsons literally getting his thing going. Yo, mans says Jahan Dotson just got released. Oh, wow. But not to throw me off, can somebody else confirm Yo Man's conversation? He did Jahan Dotson catch a touchdown in the Super Bowl? He's a Super Bowl champ. All right, so when Parsons was talking about being the leader and everybody working out. Now, these are the spoonful of guys that's working out. There's Luigi and Ernest. We talked about this already, but I just want to bring this in for context, And this is Denzel, not Washington, but Daxon, right? Big boy. And hey, Mozzie. Hey, Solomon. Y'all better get on the page with the leader. Yeah. They trade to trade Dotson, but they tried to trade Dotson, right, Swain? They tried to trade Dotson, but no one was willing to get in there. Coming out of college, right? And I don't know where my guy at because I know he's a Penn State guy. Toxic Tom, I know he's a Penn State guy, But coming out of college, I did like Jahan Dotson tape. I thought that he had short area quickness. He had unbelievable leaps. He was a smaller wide receiver with a big heart that can catch the ball in traffic. And sometimes it depends on what team you go to, and sometimes it don't work out well for you. And one of the biggest mysteries of it all, and it was very crazy to me, was three occasions really. One being when Julius Peppers was pretty much traded to the, I believe, Green Bay Packers. Before there was YouTube, I was banging on the table like, come on, man, give me. It didn't work. And then when Charles Woodson got that DUI, I was like, come on, Cowboys, let's get Charles Woodson. He can come to the boys. He can really change the whole landscape. And the Cowboys never picked up the phone, right? I'm saying, like, come on, man. What's going on? And shout out to you, Gina with the G. Appreciate you. And the other occasion was Randy Moss. I thought for sure we would have been able to get him after that stunt he pulled with the Raiders. Who's old enough to remember when Randy Moss played for the Raiders? I was like, here you go. Come on, Cowboys. Come on. I just been that crazy of a Cowboy fan, right? So I always wanted one or two of those guys, and it never happened, So name me the player, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around this globe, that one player that you wanted, even though they had trouble pass on their previous team, and you knew that if they can fool around and get over here with the silver and blue, oh my God, things can happen. Golden is too small, trip ace. Well, when we had the phone on, I think yesterday or the day before that, somebody mirrored Golden to, or likened Golden to a Brandon Cooks, right? And I can tell you he's a little bit taller than Brandon Cooks. Yeah, Randy was wearing number 18 for the Raiders. Yeah. We got Greg Hardy. You know, and shout out to Greg Hardy, man, a good friend and follower of the show. Real good guy. Outside of the situation that he went through as far as throwing a girl on a bed of guns. And we're seeing how those things can go. It was an extortion type of situation, allegedly, because she was high on that booger sugar. But that's a whole nother conversation. Charges were pretty much dismissed. He got a slap on the wrist, and then he had to be suspended for 6 games, and then he came to the Cowboys. I and most of you guys will defend that play when he slapped the clipboard out of the hands of the special teams guy or somebody on the sidelines. Greg Hardy was one of those dudes that if you go back and watch 2015 on how we were able to really shut down, at that time the Giants were considered a team, right? You know, Beckham and all of the boys, and we were able to limit them until an ex-Cowboy, what was his name? His last name was Harris. What was his first name, y'all? Was it Dwayne Harris? Y'all got to understand, we had an unbelievable drive. It took us everything to get down there to score that touchdown, right? And just off of one play, Dwayne Harris caught the ball from a kickoff return and ran that thing all the way back. And I felt the frustration on his team. And we was talking about, hey, man, where our dogs at? Yeah. That's all we was doing. We were literally didn't have that dog fight in her. You hear him? That's how we were crying. And then Dwayne, when he scored a touchdown, he did the little sleep. He did the little sleep thing, you know, the little sleep thing. He put us to bed. He was doing that. He was doing that before, you know. He put us to bed, dog, you know. And I was looking at Greg Hardy, and I was sitting there like, yeah, what he gonna do? And he ran to the sidelines, and he was so frustrated. He slapped the clipboard out of the man's hand, and that was the end of the story for him. But I mean, tempers fly. You know, they fly. You know what you supposed to do? We the Cowboys, not the soft boys at the time. But I wish Rolando McClain would have worked out. He was a dog, Kevin. Yeah. He was a dog in 2015 for us, for sure. The last 55, they could hit. That brother could hit, and you felt them hits, you know. He was the guy that busted Jason Witten's spleen wide open, you know, but neither here nor there. Let's listen to what Micah Parsons had to say about the recent comments to Jerry Jones and his comments on the agent.
Yeah, you know, obviously, I know Jerry always comes from a good place. I think overall Jerry's one of the better people I know. And also, you know, my agent's one of the better people I know. So, you know, I don't really try to get, you know, it's like when your brother and sister are arguing. You don't really step in the middle or choose sides. You just kind of say, hey, they're coming from this perspective, you're coming from this perspective, and just trying a way to meet in the middle. But, you know, there's no hard feelings there at all.
Have you asked?
Yeah, you know, I was.
Micah Parsons don't need a PR team. He's the PR for Jerry and his agent. You saw how he did that? Shoot. Oh, my gosh. Ken Armstrong said DeMarco Murray needed one more year. The butterfly effect. Oh, my gosh. You know what? That's a very underrated comment by my guy Armstrong. Right? One more year. And that's been the problem with the Cowboys. I'm just bringing out the realism of it. After every good year, we crash and burn it. I don't know if people get in their feelings in the front office and they feel a certain type of way. But if I had a time machine, if I could sit Jerry Jones down and let's tell him, hey, 2014, bro, do me a huge favor. Don't tour with Dez Bryant and Jay-Z and them Just go ahead and pay him whatever he's looking for. Get him in camp early so that he won't be out of football shape. Dez always was rocked up in shape or what have you. But it's a different levels to football shape, right? And by him not being in camp, not being out there and training stuff, and you fool around and sign the contract at the 12th hour, right? All of a sudden, metatarsals and feet problems, and I need IV before halftime. Things happen when you are stressing and you pushing, right? So y'all drink y'all water. Make sure y'all get y'all sleep. And the same could be said with DeMarco Murray. I get it. You didn't want to pay a running back all of that money, but he was coming off of 18. What was his yards? OPY, Offensive Player of the Year, 18-something yards, 1,800 yards. Just pay that man, because what happened is with the repercussions, we had a guy still in draws and cologne to be your starting running back. And when we played against the Eagles, he was like, man, I ain't about that life. Shoot, I'm going to go run to the side. Didn't even chip Hicks. And now your quarterback laid out like Family Guy. So, Jerry, if I had that time machine, boy, I'll go back and tell him, sure, I might go all the way back to 1993 or something like that and tell him, hey, Jimmy Johnson, what's good with you? Let's stop having these drinks and this conversation, and let's go to the other side of the bar. Jerry's on his way, you know. Yeah. Or make Jerry get a flat tire or something so he can't go into that bar and hear people talking about him. This is Micah Parsons on why he chose to show up for voluntary workout despite his new contract situation.
Obviously everyone got their perspective, but just talking to Shotty and telling me, the importance how it is to come and be there, and what he's trying to prove and show to the team. I just thought it was important, one, for me and my relationship with our new head coach, to understand where he's coming from and help him in any way I can to go on this run. So that goes to show, Shotty showed up to my event. Shotty's been around and trying to build relationships. So I feel like we're at the point where if he asks her for me to come in for a couple of days to first important for the leadership aspect and be around the guys and show face, and that's something I want to do for my coach or anybody. Is this also
so there goes leadership again from two aspects of it, right? One being that, hey, this is the leadership capabilities of the player, and this is the leadership capabilities of Shotty, right? Both of those two things, right? Appreciate you, Dak. Keep people honest here. 200 in here, only 117 likes. Y'all be sure to hit that like button. Come on with it. Hit that like button. All right, so meaning that if you stretch my back, I stretch your back. I'm willing to run through a wall for you, and that's what my guy is pretty much saying with Shotty. Shotty came out to his event, support, showed up. I need to do the same, and it will be a centripetal force that we can use this centripetal force, spin it around enough so we can get enough inertia, right? And once this inertia hit, we can really travel down into a real good situation with the Cowboys for the 2025 season. So with all of that being said, those are the notes from my guy, John Machota. And, of course, we will be live on Cowboys Collective a little later on tonight to go over some more things that's coming around. Law, what are your thoughts on Ollie Gordon in the third round? Before people start turning on the tape, a lot of people had Ollie Gordon as one of your 1-2 running backs. People had him ahead of Genty. People had him ahead of Caleb Johnson. People had him ahead of Amarion Hampton. But when tape started catching up, and, of course, with the kind of caliber year he had the previous year, things began to get a little murky. Shout out to you, Luis Ortiz, man. Appreciate you. So when you start doing those type of things, if you can get him in the third round, that's good. But I think that DJ Giddens in the third will be a little bit cool with us. One of the list of guys, and I'm not saying the DJ is better than Ali. I think Ali will fit well in if he goes to the right system. But one of the people that even James Slater said that the Cowboys been eyeballing that they kind of like is Tutton. Tutton, if you guys can see right here, she says Virginia Tech Tutton. How y'all feel about Tut? If he's a 4-3-2 guy, he's fast, he's elusive, he can run pretty much in between the splits. He can bounce it to the outside there. So how do y'all feel about that? Let me pull this part up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the globe, of who he is. According to this information right here, he had the same measurables as a Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm not calling him Jahmyr Gibbs. That must be the ideal height of a running back. 5'8", 5'9" right? Because that's who Barry Sanders was. He's 5'8", and that's who Emmitt Smith was, 5'9". And that must be the common height for a running back, right? You want someone that's low to the earth, hard to take down, and you can barely see over that offensive line. Think about this. Most offensive linemen is anywhere from 6'3" to 6'4". Hell, Tyler Guyton is 6'8", right? You can hide him, just run behind Guyton. Pull him, though, All right, he runs a 4.32, 1.49 split. And we're going to read out what they have. They don't have meaty hands for him, right? But they do say if you spend too much time focusing on small and inconsistencies of college game, you running into risk of overlooking the match he is for a pro system. He is explosive, athletic, and with the average size of a compact frame. He has an elite straight line speed and with easy hips to make the sudden cuts. You got to be able to make the cuts there. And he's fairly average in reading the fronts and running with early decisions. But he's creative with wiggle and power plus speed. All right, so they comped him to Isaiah Pacheco. And they give him a 3rd round grade. Now, let me ask the beautiful people that's watching right now. Would you rather have Ollie Gordon or Tut? Let me put that in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Tut is a poor man's Henderson. Poor man's Henderson. Oh, Travion Henderson, trip aces. Minus the injuries, yeah. But would you rather have Tut if he falls to the 3rd round, or would you rather have Ollie Gordon? On the film, it just seems as if though it seems like good blocking. I feel you. Tut is a speedy guy. Pacheco runs like an angry and want to bite people. Yeah, I see that, Seabass. I definitely can see that. I don't miss SHIT. Stop spamming bird emojis. Okay, who putting birds in there? They'll hold you in contempt of court if y'all putting them birds in there, My judges on here, my mods are the judges here, and they will hold you in contempt. Yeah, Tut, neither in the 3rd is from Lee. I feel you. Yeah, nice on Law. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, so here are his weaknesses. Ball security. I don't like fumbling. Lack of decisions. They say that. Would like to see him process and burst more quickly. All right. And they also said need to learn to avoid the hellacious contact, meaning that it's one of those things whereas he would take the hit. Sometimes you got to jump out of bounds and have trouble securing passes on the outside of his frame. So you run him on a wheel route, it could be that he may not catch that, and I need sure hand catches, not possibles or maybes. Baby. Sources tell us you wish he was just a little bit bigger with how physical he run. But I really like him. He's loosey-goosey in the open field, and he gives a real big play juice if he gets it blocked up. This is from an AFC director of scouting. Loosey-goosey, And he said, I wish he was a little bit taller. I wish he was a baller. Y'all remember that song? But with that being said, man, if things don't smell right, it's best to wash it off first, right? And then apply some of this good stuff on, if you know what I'm talking about. Let's talk about control. And first and foremost, I'm talking about control body odor, and that's anywhere. And all you have to do is shop.mando and get $5 off of your starter pack, and that's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go. I use this body wash odor control, full body control with Mando. They have the product here, and they also have deodorant that you apply under the arm for 72 hours of odor control. You want to be in control. And speaking of control, they also have the product that you can apply all over the body, the invisible cream, and it also fights for 72 hours. Look, it's all about being in control. And with Mando, man, they control body odor anywhere. All you have to do is shop.mando, get $5 off your starter pack. That's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go, and let's stay in control of your odor. I love it.
Let's go, man! Let's go!
No doubt, stay in control of your odor. That's the number one thing. Let me see what we got here. I got some updated stuff. I always love it when I get the updated stuff at the tail end of things. Let me see. Oh, we have some sad news from a former Cowboy player. Let me see if I can bring that up, and then we'll talk about some surprises that may happen. But appreciate you for your support. Yeah.
Darren Posey, $5. La Mondo smells good under. Why?
Boy, did you put some saddlebags in there, man? Wait a minute. Let me look at that again. Boy, you crazier than cat hair, man. Or wolf hair at that point. Boy, you crazy. Shout out to your auntie. She was in college at that time. And when you talking about that song, I wish I was a baller. I wish if Genty, shout out to you, Dave DP. You crazy, man. Jacob says, if Genty is gone, what about Cam Scatboo or Cavapoo? Hey, man, I would take Scatboo with one of them we got 2 5th-round draft picks. Not the first one, but the second. But I just go ahead and take him. If he's there, I just take him and say, oh, what the F, man. I seen this kid throw the ball, run the ball, receive the ball, and all of this stuff. Let me just see if we can catch lightning in a bottle. Maybe we get all of the Scatboo fans, too, to come on out to Oxnard, and we have a great time. It'll be good to see Scatboo, Lupke, and Deuce Vaughn in the same backfield to see what they can compete with. But I won't use an early draft pick for him. No way. Yes, indeed, boy. Man, DP, you got me a little bit, but it's always good to laugh. I think it keeps you young, But what I'm going to do here is bring the tone down just a little bit because we got to get this out. I want to see prayer emojis all the way in the chat. This is from my brother, from another mother, Clarence Hill Jr. He states, please put former Dallas Cowboys defensive tackle Henry Melton in your prayers, who is still recovering from a near fatal heart issues requiring major surgery. He now has to deal with the loss of his mom, but we know how that goes, who died earlier this week. Melton played football at Grapevine and the University of Texas before being drafted by the Chicago Bears. So if you guys can put your prayers together for Henry Melton, and also condolences out to his family, man. During these times, man, you go through so much in life, right? And every day we battle with something. Somebody's going through something right now. And I don't know who you are, but you're going through something. The holidays, man, I be at my low. And it be like, man, just put the dirt on me, man. Just put the dirt on me. And how I explain it is like being in a dark room searching for a light switch, right? Because you know that there's light somewhere that's in that room, but you can't find the switch and you're trying to hit it. And that's how moms be feeling for you. And literally a heart failure, he could literally have a broken heart. So I don't know his direct number or his media pages if he have them, but if y'all can, send him prayers. They're like heart emojis and love emojis and let him know, like, man, you know, you're not alone. There's other people, billions of people that's going through similar things, but we want to take time out right now to praise you for what you were able to do and pray for you and let you know that, hey, just because, write this down, just because your world stopped doesn't mean that the world stopped. Let me know if that sink in. Just because your world stopped doesn't mean that the world stopped. Life goes on to continue to move around and around. So prayers up for Milton, and I hope all is well with his family and beyond. Condolences out to them as well. All right. So let's get back to this over here and everything of that nature. All right. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. This, and we can call it wee woo. Shout out to Boss Cowboys Sports for that terminology there. This could mean that Tet/Matthew Golden or Emeka Ibuka. And then in the second round, Shavon Revel, Ben Morrison, my dog, Trey Amos, Maxwell Harrison, right? These could be the two right here. Shout out to Brandon Laurie, but let's listen to this right here. Oh, we got a super chat. Angie says, does Mando oh my gosh. Angie states that, does Mendo help with the loosey-goosey smell after a long workout? Asking for a draftee with meaty hands. Oh, wow. Now, according to Mendo, it protects up to 72 hours, right? So if you put it on the fresh part of your body, right, after you get out of the shower, then your meaty hands will still smell fresh up to 72 hours, right? and don't, if y'all go to Mando's Instagram page, boy, I'm telling y'all, they be telling everything about what they do. But back over here to Adam Scheffner. Appreciate you so much, Angie. Y'all be sure to check out Mando pages there on Instagram. I might pull it up if you have time today. But here he go.
Dallas Cowboys.
Everybody's waiting for the moves the Cowboys would make. I know they've been talking about a running back. They need running back help, but I think they're going to look to shore up wide receiver and quarterback as well.
Dallas Cowboys.
So he said they looking to shore up wide receivers and cornerbacks. I can't wait for tomorrow, so we won't be going back and forth with each other. Is it Ted? Is it Tyler? Not Guyton. Brooks. Is it Membu? We got a guy named Membu. Oh, Will Campbell dropped. Is it Will? Is it Luther? Yeah, big or small, we need a Luther, And I can't wait till tomorrow, man. Put a 1 in the chat if you can't wait till tomorrow, man. God, no. And here's some other news or the noise is around the league right here. It states here the Cowboys with the 12th overall pick in the mock draft from Bucky Brooks. The only reason why I'm tuning in to Bucky is because the last time I was in Oxnard, got a chance to bump into him. And he is very close to the Cowboys. I think he even was on their show for a couple of times. Future Vision Entertainment states, and I appreciate you so much, he states, Law, this is a kid from Texas. He will be a steal in the 5th or the 6th round, Jaquandon Jackson. Okay, I'm going to look him up. Appreciate you for your intel on that, bro. We definitely gonna look him up. Yep. And appreciate you for that. And I like the Texas kids, come on with it. So Omarion Hampton, I want to get you all thoughts on that. And while that's pulling up, appreciate you guys so much for tuning in on the nation and for the nation and everything else. Let me see what we got here. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Okay. All right. And we got. Okay, good. Yes, the day before yesterday, on the Cowboys Collective, John Machota stated that he wasn't fun, and y'all know John is from that way up north, Michigan area. I think he follows and he supports this Detroit Lions team. But I believe that they did select Jahmyr Gibbs, 12th overall. Did they do that? And listening in to most people had a early second round grade on him. Some people had a late first round grade on him. You know what I'm saying? But no one thought that he would go 12th. Right? I'm going to ask y'all, as I drink my good watermelon juice, right? Hydration, stay hydrated for the nation, right? Yeah, with Jaquan, that boy said, with a name like Jaquan, and he better be good. Yeah, he got one of them hood names. And no offense to anybody with name Jaquan, but you supposed to be you should not be able to catch Jaquan. If Jaquan got to step on you, you better not catch Jaquan, right? So with that being said, if it is a situation and scenario, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around this beautiful globe, if you do get Omarion Hampton at the 12th spot, could he give you, and I'm not saying that he's a Jahmyr Gibbs, but could he give you that Jahmyr Gibbs factor on the ability to run the ball? You still have your subtle short area quickness guy out of Miles Sanders. I think he got a little bit of that. Javonte Williams, he's your power back. And you talking about a blend of a combination of both, you got to go to Omarion. Yeah. Metro Boomin in the building. 808. No, please don't tell me. Okay, that's Metro Boom. Okay, 88. I thought you was the other 808. Tall wide receivers only. I see you, Trip Aces. I feel you. Jaquan, everybody. This is my guy. He pulled up Jaquan and Jackson. Okay. Let me see what they got for him. He told me to look him up. All right. Arkansas. All right. He is a running back. He's a taller running back, 6'1.5", 229. That's about Zeke-ish, right? What he ran in a 40. Did they have his 40 time? They don't have his 40 time. He didn't run the 40, but a 9 and 11 inch vertical. Did not play. Let me see if I can read all of this. Draft projections, meaning that he'll go undrafted. Okay. According to this report, he's a big back with imposing frame. Jackson is a one-speed runner, lacking bursting in juice in the open field. He reacts to traffic once he get into it, though. He plays with adequate lane choices and can add yards after contact. Okay, I'm paraphrasing. But lack fundamental or functional speed down on third down. Value limited his ceiling. All right, so far as his strength, they are saying that he got an elite frame with good blend of size and speed, adequate vision, natural power, has size and toughness and keep getting better on protections, okay, or in protection. All right, so weaknesses. This is what they have, fam, because I know you kept putting this out there, so I want to I want to acknowledge you because you kept putting Jaquan down there. And Jaquan getting caught from behind is crazy, right? Jaquan's supposed to be fastest man in the room. Lack NFL bursts up to the second level. Okay? Feet are heavy getting from cut to cut. He got concrete blocks for feet. I love these, and I love how they break down people. Lacks necessary creativity on the open opportunities, right? Pottering underneath after the catch. So fumble rate is way too high. So he got concrete blocks for feet. He get caught from behind. He lacks creativity. He's going to be an undrafted guy. Now watch, he probably be the best draft. He probably end up being the best running back out of this draft. That'd be crazy if that happened though. So he's going undrafted, y'all. Oh my gosh, Angie, I can't say that one out loud. But wow, okay. One of the things that I want to get to, man, appreciate everybody for jumping in and tuning into this. One of the things that I really want to get to is this right here. Let me pull this up. Bear with me. Got to make sure I go through all of my reads here. We're going to talk about, since he is one of the guys that we could go out there and obtain, right? Izzy Mecca, come on with it.
Yes. Routes are good in the slot, mid-range and short, going deep outside isn't his strength. However, he can do it and will do it. But the biggest thing that I walked away from, you talk about a trait. Not all these guys have this trait, but this guy, Ibuka, has this trait. Quarterback-friendly route runner. Man. Mm-hmm. When you talk to quarterbacks and when they have a go-to guy, you know what one of the go-to guys' characteristics are?
Your friendly neighborhood route runner.
Yes. A number 2 wide receiver.
Yes.
Routes are good in the slot, mid-range and short, going deep outside.
Man. I think that I still want Ibuka. I still got Ibuka over Matthew Golden. But I know y'all want the candy. Y'all want the sweet stuff. I know y'all want that sweet stuff. I know y'all want the licorice. Y'all want that 429. Y'all want to be able to say, man, we got that 429 out there. They got to respect that speed. And I do like the contested catch that Matthew is able to bring. I do like that. But I think that little bit more of a size is going to play a factor. I like when he said the Law, don't push for Golden. I get it, man. I just feel like the Cowboys going to want that speed. Somebody was breaking it down like the other day, was like, you know, Jerry is in his Al Davis phase, you know. Al Davis didn't give a dog about Dez Bryant tape. After Darius Haywood Bay ran what he ran, oh my God, he was like, give me Darius Haywood Bay. And we was like, yes. Yes. And we will praise him for the rest of our days. Yes. Yes, Lord, for the rest of, you know, we was like that, literally. And then even when Al Davis went off and caught a cloud and was up there playing spades, man, shoot, with Moses and them, and Uno and draw four and all of that stuff with Peter and Paul. They did the same thing when they went and drafted Henry Ruggs. They're like, man, shoot. Give me that speed, man. Give me Henry Ruggs' speed and his ability to take the top off the defense. And we were like, yes! Yes, Lord. Yeah, because we're like, yeah, come on, CD, fall right to us. You know, CD fell right to us. I'm not saying that Matthew Golden is either a Henry Ruggs or a Darius Haywood Bay, you know. But I just don't want us to have speed and then he can't get out there on the field, man. I just feel. Did they do Jacoby Ford too, Law? Is it Jacoby Ford too? This is from Cedric. Did they draft Jacoby Ford? Oh my gosh, man! I just don't want us to be them, you know. But you know, I asked my guy, and this should be a situation where I shouldn't have asked my guy, but he was on the show, and I asked him. You know, he's a Hook'em's Longhorn truist, right? And we want to be able to make sure that everything can work its way out. Oh, don't you do that to me, Matthew Golden is Deshaun Jackson 2.0. I couldn't stand Deshaun Jackson, but that little sucker there, boy, he was good. I couldn't stand Deshaun Jackson, especially the touchdown. He ran all the way down the field and then just turned around and just dropped that thing right on us. We were like, oh, Lord, you didn't have to do that to us, bro. And then he played for every team but the Cowboys. He played for the Washington team, the Eagles, and I think he attempted to play for the Giants. Shoot. Ibuka is pro ready, but let me play this right here so I can be fair and balanced. This is my guy, Eric, on Matthew Golden. Let's listen to what he has to say.
I think Combine came in 5'11", $195, $193, something like that. Right, Matt Golden plays bigger than that, right? Yeah, you're gonna get value in the return game should you choose to use him there.
Yeah, I saw that when he played at the University of Houston. He did some good returns. Texas didn't use him at that aspect, but he can do some return. Yeah, go ahead.
He can return. Also, one of the other things that I look for, right, when you're talking about someone who's played at multiple schools, Matt Golden's receiver and Matt Golden's quarterback at Houston was Donovan Smith. I like Donovan Smith, a nice college quarterback, but by no means is he a Shedeur Sanders or a Cam Ward or anyone like that, right?
Right.
And for anyone who may wonder, all right, what about his freshman year numbers? Matt Golden was banged up his freshman year a little bit, right? So that affected his freshman year numbers a little bit. But I always thought in terms of ceiling, he was higher than, quote unquote, a Houston when they were playing in the American, right? I always thought he was a much more, in terms of ceiling, a higher talent. So if you are Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys and you think you have an opportunity to make that splash decision, I don't mind taking Matt Golden because I think you're going to.
Now, to be fair, because both of these guys, he works and writes for the University of Texas, and my guy Hodge, he's a correspondent. Like, he absolutely works for the radio station that's in Austin, Texas, and they are both UT guys. And by the way, my guy below me on that picture, he is a Cowboy fan. So it's gonna be a little wee woo in there, but I want to get your thoughts on everything, Cowboy Nation, on what he said. And remember, we did this live, so
get a solid overall impact on the team. That's what I need impact at the first round, especially top 15. And Matt,
if you never seen like college football and you start watching football for the first year, right? And you in the war room and they give you a choice. You seen all of Tet's tape. Tet is T-Mac for those who don't know, Tedero McMillan, right? And you seen all of Golden. Make your strong argument of why you picking Matthew Golden over Tet right now.
This is going to sound like a lazy argument, but this is just my opinion. I think Sark's system is a little more pro. It's much more adaptable to what you're going to do in the NFL, right? If you talk about someone who can step in immediately and do the things that's asked of an NFL receiver, go look at Steve's track record, right? A.D. Mitchell, Xavier Worthy. You can go back to his time at SC. Hell, he made, and I think this would probably be the biggest ringing endorsement.
Watch what name he gonna say, because somebody mentioned it earlier. They mentioned it earlier. Watch what name he gonna say.
For Steve Sarkisian in terms of receivers, He made John Ross a first-round pick, right? That in conjunction with the 4.2, right? John Ross previously held the 40-yard dash record for Xavier Worthy. But John Ross was a guy who, if you watch football, I'm not shading John Ross. John Ross was the definition of a track guy who plays football.
John Ross was nasty coming out of college, but, you know, that boy got hurt. You look at him, and he got hurt. I don't know who was more injury-prone, him or Sean Lee, you know, not to throw that in as a joke. Or Bruce Carter. Anybody who played linebacker for the Cowboys during that stretch, everybody got hurt. But even though John Ross, the wide receiver, I think that he was blazing fast speed. We didn't get a chance to see none of that in Cincinnati. But I think about one, maybe 2 games, we saw some of that speed. But if he's comping Matthew Golden to a John Ross, I'm sitting here like, man, as long as he don't get banged up and hurt, I'm with him. Let's listen to the rest of this, my guy.
All right, and turn him into a first-round pick. So that would be, from a overall scheme perspective, why I would prioritize Matt Golden.
Man, Eric, man, you good, bro. You good. He good. What you got, bro? He good.
Well, he's right. When you start to break down the film and you look at how it all plays itself out, you look at Matthew Golden, and the other part of it is he was with – Eric gave you the quarterbacks that he was with, but then he gave you the system that he was in.
Brother provided historical data.
Right. And he's going to give you that opportunity to get better and better every single day in the NFL. So what you saw was the upside and the ability to learn and the ability to adapt. You heard about the conversation where he was having a tough time with the offense. So he didn't text his wide receivers coach. He actually texted the head coach and said, can you watch some film with me so I can get a better understanding and a better grasp of this offense? Because it's it's an extremely high-level offense that you're going to be in at the next level. So why not go to an offensive play caller like Steve Sarkisian to get a better understanding of the route concepts, where I need to be, the depths.
Golden.
That's their thoughts on that. I'm just not. I love speed. I think we got speed. Law, what you saying? I've been saying this man name, and he wears the number 9. Can somebody put down what's the 9 route on the route tree is? Can somebody put down what's the 9 route on the route tree? You know, I want to quiz the nation over here. Can somebody put what's the 9 route is on the route tree? And he wears number 9. Just put him on a few of those. I need to see that. Yeah, look, my God, man, my historical NFL, not prognosticator, but, you know, I got my guy over here. Rakeem, he knows. Yeah, go route. John Sullivan says go deep. Yeah. So my bad. I forgot about Angie. You know, you right? Yeah, shout out to you, Anton. Yeah. So when you are involved sprinting down the field, Jerry Jones, I can hear Jerry Jones saying, literally saying,
what's your point?
Yeah. Just put him on a 9. He'll open up some of that stuff. And I don't give a dog if it's picked off or not. Just throw the ball. Scare that bejesus out of the team. They be like, oh, man, well, hey, wait a minute. Oh, they serious about this. Hey, safeties. Yeah. Go deep. Yeah. So I assume 9 is mid to deep routes. Yeah, he wears 9 on his jersey. Man, just put him on that 9. But when I held that 9, all I could see was my mama's eyes. You know, oh my goodness, I went back into that mode. Gotta get off of it. Okay. So when he's saying that that this right here, just rehear what he said.
A number 2 wide receiver.
Yes.
Routes are good in the slot, mid-range and short, going deep outside. isn't his strength. However, he can do it and will do. But the biggest thing that I walked away from, you talk about a trait. Not all these guys have this trait, but this guy, Ibuka, has this trait. Quarterback-friendly route runner. Man, when you talk to quarterbacks and when they have a go-to guy, you know what one of the go-to guys' characteristics are?
Friendly neighborhood route runner.
Yes. Number 2 wide receiver.
We looking for their friendlies, man. Yo, that would be a good blend. Ibuka, Mingo, Lamb. And when you pull that 9 out, you just going deep. Pull the 9 out. Yeah. And I'll pull the 9 out. At least we need to see the 9 4 times. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. It could be an end around. It could be a decoy. Steve Simcoe. I talked to him and literally, and when I say these things, please, ladies and gentlemen, don't be looking at this like, hey, man, Lauvie over here flexing. You know, Lauvie here trying to flex on us, man. We don't give a dog if he talked to Steve Simcoe, you know, Prime Cole, you go, you know. Hey, I can't stand Law. He just trying to upstage somebody because he think that he's better because he's talking to Steve Simcoe. Anything and everything I do is for the nation, baby. Yeah, I try to do it to help us out. I would literally sacrifice my time and my embarrassment if he would have been like, nah, man, get out of the way, dude, you know. But no, what I'm telling y'all, wait a minute, Victor Lee. But yeah, that's what that 9's supposed to be. When I'm telling y'all, I said, Steve, you was over there at Boston College and y'all flipped that program. Y'all was averaging 180 yards a game. When you came up into that particular system, you flipped that franchise over to 340 to 350 yards. You had Zay Flowers. You the reason why Zay Flowers was drafted. What happened last year, man? He said, man, I was in observation analysis. I just sat back and watched what Mike McCarthy and Shotty and everybody was doing. I gave my analysis, but it was from the observation point. But down the stretch, you did see some things that have been utilized by Cavante Turpin for the good. And those are the things that I need to see a little bit more of. If y'all get with what I'm going with it with that. You know, so... Yeah, my guy says, Neptune says, play that. Yeah, I got you, you know, because at the end of the day, you got to
sacrifice, don't give up the fight. Everything will be all right on any given Sunday, yeah.
Depend on you. If you
win or lose,
you know you gotta
pay some dues to live on Monday. Yeah.
Hey, man, I love it, man. All right. If y'all seen my video on the perfect draft situation, and y'all gave that guy a hard time, man, but I ain't going to even play it. But some of y'all did agree with the first pick that he had. But let's see what this fool is talking about.
I think Dallas should take a first-round wide receiver at number 12. McMillan, completely opposite skill set and body frame than CeeDee Lamb. I like the golden element and something, Mina, that he's done at Texas. When I go and look at that graphic that we put up about Schottenheimer, that second level was the 3 wide receiver sets. They were top 10 in the NFL. You can't do that right now in Dallas. Yeah. So that's not only a need for them, but it's also like the schematic way that Schottenheimer, at least in his past, again, wants to play football.
Be interesting if they do end up going wide receiver with that pick in the first round. Yeah. McMillan is
that big
body. He can win in matchups. And then you've got Golden, who's just so fast, and he's a big play guy too. All right.
I didn't think that I was going to get a good take from that. That was a real good take. Shout out to you, Flag Runner Crews. Real good take from Dan Orlowski. Real good take from him. Because you talk about the metrics and how Shotty like to run. If he's doing 3 3 wide receiver sets, then he probably want interchangeables, right? He want to be able to motion one guy to the other side, see what the defense is doing, somebody carry and follow. Okay, now we're going to do a counter trade run on the opposite side of it, right? We can do so many things with personnel sets too, whether it's 3-by-1 or whether it's a situation in a scenario, whereas we can go into this thing and say, okay, still, even though we got 3 wideouts on the field at the time, we want power. I want somebody that can block. I want somebody that can get upfield as a wide receiver point of view, and then we're going to do some counter trades. I think that we can get that. Charles Isley, boy, you funny, Jay. Boy, you funny. Yeah, and we can get those things moving and grooving. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in fund of calling in, let me know, because that's the next way we going to go after this.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first. Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
No doubt, get on that phone and call Frenkel. Even if you're at job and you hit your knee or somebody run into the back of you in an automobile, right? Be sure to reach out to our partners, Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers. That's 214 or 817. And all of the 3s you can dial. Come on with it, Sadiq.
Sadiq is Charles, $5. Chat room, I am here to tell you all now. I red heart you all. My Cowboys family, and you Law Nation.
Appreciate you. We love you. And be sure that Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers, they love you as well. Reach out to them. They located here in the heart of Dallas. Got 9,000 individuals here that move a month. So be sure to check them out. If you are any levels of concerns, if somebody hit and run or somebody run into you, be sure to reach out to them. If you can't dial that number, visit frankelfirm.com. Now, to get in the good seat, even with this conversation for the nation, 657-390-7391 is the hotline for Law Nation Line. All right, and we have a person with a perfect attendance when they call in. He's the only one in the queue too, by the way. From the 206, so if no one else get in here, we get an early exit. So from the 206, you in the mix. MJ, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by frankelfirm.com. What you got for me, bro?
What up, Law? How you doing, brother?
Hey, man, I'm doing well, man. I can't wait till tomorrow, right? So we can get this all done, bro.
Finally get it over. Because you know the Cowboys is good at picking up them undrafted after, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm with. I'm waiting on the undrafted, and the good day will be, to me, will be day 3, right? That's Saturday when you got to wake up early in the morning, you getting your coffee, you wiping the crust out your eyes, and then you sitting there saying, okay, who are these guys? You know what I'm saying? You know? Yeah. That's the best day.
Like I say, I want the Cowboys listening. I want that big boy from Florida. Once we get our good picks and get that big boy in camp, Micah Parsons gonna go crazy. The big 400-pound guy from Florida.
The big plug. He may give you 6 or 7 reps for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did 33. He did 33 or 38.
Oh, you talking about bench pressing?
Yeah, he did 32. I think he did 38.
38 times.
And I was watching his film and couldn't nobody move him. And if he go over the center, if you got a little center, oh my God.
He just gonna be pancake city. Yeah. They'll give him a whole ton of Mendo because he gonna need that to get up under them flaps and stuff, you know.
Yeah. Now that boy's so big, man.
That's what she said.
Sometimes they had a playing halfback.
I would put him definitely at halfback, and hell, I'll put him in the tush push play, man. Shoot, let him tush it and push it. Shoot.
Man, that's gonna be so beautiful. Now I watched y'all show last night. I was gonna tell y'all, Shotty is running this show, man. Why he let Shotty run is the way he talk, Lord, and it making Jerry like, wow. Y'all kept saying it was Steven holding him back. No,
it was Jerry.
Steven is the one. Him and Will, they wanted Shotty.
You got to throw Charlotte in there, because Charlotte Jones or Anderson, she was talking about that on one of the shows. She was saying that they really love the ideology of that kid, Brian Shotty, and they thought that since he's been in the building, he would be a good pickup for us. Yeah,
because he's talking football, Lord. He's not talking out of his mouth, and he's not stupid. Yeah, you got to remember. He's the most experienced guy that got picked up this year. That's what the Cowboys fans don't know. You got to remember, he turned down jobs. He said he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do it yet. And then he said, the Cowboys? And when he sat in that meeting with Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, and the way he was breaking down the film, see, I gotta show you, like, if you say you hiring somebody, Law.
Yeah.
And you hire, and they're like, damn, this guy just like me. He even colder. He gave me some ideas. I hire this guy. You see what I'm saying? That's what they did. So, and he got to remember the last time the quarterback, Wilson, that played for the Giants now, his best year was Shotty, threw for 41 touchdowns, only 6 interception, guys. So all the Cowboys fans, Dak Prescott about to have a dangerous year. And the route running, the route tree is going to be different. Not no comebacks, 1,000 comebacks. You know, let them tall receivers get down the field. Because what I do when I watch film, all Cowboy fans, watch the film.
Watch the film, man. Yeah.
Watch how the receivers come off the ball. When Mingo come off the ball, y'all, he put fear. He's big and powerful, and he has separation. Noodle arm couldn't get it to him. Same with Florida. So that's what I'm saying. With the new route tree and the new running scheme they about to have, the Cowboys about to be dangerous. So I like how y'all was talking last night, and I think we're going to be really good. So I don't care where they go. I just know they're going to get a good pick. I want to fall back. But, I was going to tell you. I think the pick
what's it going to be?
That everybody's saying, your boy, the receiver from Pittsburgh, they're trying to get rid of him, and they want to trade down to Dallas, 12. That's what I heard. So it's going to be Pittsburgh. If they take it, they're going to give that receiver. We take their 21, and I think we might get their 4. And we might have to give them a 7. Or it's going to be the straight, we get their number 1. We get their number 21 pick, the 4th round pick, and we get their receiver.
No doubt, man. Appreciate the conversation, man. I thank you so much, bro. What else you got before I let you go, man? Good conversation.
Good show, man. How about them Cowboys? And my Lake show is back. We got to play bully ball like they tried to do with us last night.
Come on with it, man.
Yeah, so let's go. And tell Warren and Graham, you can't talk that smack.
Yeah, you can't talk. Come on with it. Yeah.
Your big bro is here. No, Warren and Graham. Laker and 4.
Come on with it, man. Thank you so much for calling in. See, Grant ain't gonna call in today though. He called in when we lose. You know, yeah. Call in now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Talking all that smack.
Yes, indeed, man. Lakers in 5. You know, and speaking of that, Lakers in 5, man. You know, Shay Sharp about to get that bag and everything coming out of the woodworks with him, man. I hope all is well. But before I let the other caller on, I see from the 253, hold tight for me, bro, because I got to read out this because a lot of people saying, who's that big boy that he's talking about, right? His name is Desmond Watson. Like Randy Watson. Oh, and we got a super chat too. Hold on, let me read the super chat first, and then we'll read the reports on Desmond Watson. 400 and 90,000 pounds. Angie states here, shout out to Sadiq. We all love and appreciate you too, including Law. You keep all of the Cowboy Nation in check. You're the best. Yes, she is the best out there, or one of the best, because we got a lot of best people in the building. Appreciate all what she do, especially for the nation. Always hit me up with this and advice and saying, hey, Law, now you calm down now, Law, waving that finger at me. Yeah. But he's from Florida. Well, he's from Florida. He's 6'5", 464 pounds, man. That's a half of a ton. This boy got rhino blood in him, man. Hippopotamus, If we get him, I'm going to have to get that drop from Coming to America. Hippopotamus, yeah. And no hippopotamus was hurt or harmed during this conversation here. I wonder what he runs in the 40. They didn't put a 40 time on him. Hand size, hands on the knees, arm length. They didn't put none of this down there. But he's 6'5". Can you imagine being 6'5", 464 pounds, man? That's a big boy, man. Watson can gather and occupy double teams without losing his gap. Oh my gosh, that dude can fill the gap without losing it. Jeez, how do they explain it that way? And his end is strong enough to shed a single block fairly quickly. However, his lack of consistency, because he's tired, is in attacking the blocking scheme and controlling blockers with hand quickness. Man, he got slow hands, as a two-gapper. So he's not going to do two-gap stuff. You just going to have to say, hey, man, this is a plug. I'm putting them down in there. Watson has the size and the strength to play for an odd front, meaning more of a 3-4 down lineman. But I've seen tape of Matt Eberflus playing that 3-4, slash hybrid 4-3 type of defense, whereas they do go odd front. And that's what you want him to do. Somebody like Dez Watson is 460 pounds. That's a big extra plug. Yeah, his name is going to change. Even though we're throwing up X's for Dez, shoot, this Dez is going to be big extra plug. Hey, Jerry, this is a great marketing thing that you can do if you want to. But if you line up at 0, like what MJ just said, and if you're a smaller center, and if you can't get your hands inside, all he's going to do is lay on you. And that's a big 464 pounds. If he was 350, he would be big. God dog. Why he had to be 460? God dog. But it says massive player with tremendous arm length and large hands. Cover up double blocks and prevent them from moving, right? You can't move them, right? Hey, coach used to say, hold the wall over there when you mess up on your drills. Hold the wall. And if those who don't know, we know what we're talking about when we say hold the wall. Can dissolve a gap, run, and when help playing over the center, yeah, he can dissolve it, right? He can just dissolve it, right? Oh my gosh, man. Also, shed blocks with relative easy when his hands are right. So he had problems with his hands, right? Also with him, his weaknesses, just like Wolverine, his weakness was Jean Grey was his weakness. Not going to help much as a pass rusher and might require snap limitations on run defending. Yeah, he ain't going to help much. Below average feel for blocking schemes, despite his length, allow blockers too far into his frame. Like, think of this. He's 420 now, see? Oh, I love that. If he's 420, if I can get him down to 400 pounds, I'm drafting him. Like, hey, well, we'll do 420. He had to do anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rogue Shop. Shoot. But unable to make plays unless the action hand is right at him. Man, that's crazy. I'm letting my guy in from the 253, man. You're live on the nation. Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, Law?
Not much, man.
I'm a long-time Cowboy fan. I'm actually from Dallas, Oak Cliff.
Shout out to you.
I'm up here in the Northwest taking care of my responsibilities.
Mhm.
But I want to talk about this draft, and I ain't going to say but one thing. If Jerry Jones messed this up, man, this is just going to be out of the park.
Yeah.
Because you draft Ted, if you don't draft Ted at 12, you trade back and get a Booker. And then you draft your running back in the second round. And then you get Collins or a linebacker or whatever you can get in the third round.
Okay.
And unless you can get somebody to trade back with you.
Who's your DB? You still got DB hole, and you got defensive tackle hole. You see how crazy that is? You made some good arguments, but you still some holes there. Mm-hmm.
Well, Collins gonna fill the D tackle hole for me, but
Collins.
On the corner.
Alfred Collins. You talking about Alfred Collins? Yes. Okay. And what round you going? You going second, right?
Third round on him. You better get him in the third round.
That would be a steal.
If you take him in the second round, though, you can still get a good back in the third round, because that should be DJ Giddens anyway, in my opinion.
You like DJ. I like it. I like it that you like it. Keep going. Keep cooking.
You know what I'm saying? And then you make what hay you can in the fifth round, unless you, like I said, you get a trade back. Now, this Pittsburgh thing with Pickens, man, I don't know. They may be able to do something with that. But, you know, because he is a bit of a head case. But
yeah.
That may just be what we need over here, because you see, CD don't never have no competition. Dak don't never have no competition, and that's what Shotty said he's breeding competition.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be a good call.
Yeah.
That's just me, but I appreciate your efforts, and you are simply the best.
Man, appreciate you, man.
Go, my brother.
Come on with it, man. Thank you from the Oak Cliff. I'm put you in as Oak Cliff, man. You know. Yeah, appreciate you. Who sung that song "Simply the Best"? Simply the Best. I think was that Whitney? Whitney. Who sung that? Who sung the song "Simply the Best"? You know, I appreciate him for sending me those flowers, though. But y'all put it in the chat. The name is at the tip of my tongue, though. You know. Florida Gators defensive tackle big boy Dez Watson. Tina Turner, man, my goodness. John Sullivan, boy, if I had some prizes, man, boy, you own it. Yeah, John Sullivan, boy, don't y'all mess around with John, you know. yeah. Tina Turner, I said Whitney, but Whitney and Tina Turner, both of them, man. Some good singers there. Too Broke. Yeah. Simply the Best. Yeah. Angie said, Jesse Jackson. Damn, Jesse. All right. I got my guy from the 469 and then the 928. Hold tight for me. 469, what's on your mind, bro?
Yo, good afternoon, Law. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great, man.
Hey, I hope you're having a blessed day. Just draft day tomorrow, man.
Draft day.
And real quick, I'm just going to say, hearing Jerry talk about that running back yesterday, right? Him saying that running back not being a weakness, rather that O-line. Would you be surprised if they choose the lineman at 12? And if they go that way, what name would you feel comfortable if they go that route in that position, right? Because if they go that route, I think Botch said his name, and I think I'll be okay with it. But if they choose
Josh Simmons.
Josh Simmons? Yes,
Josh
sir.
Simmons.
Yeah, especially knowing our division, you're gonna have to face the D line of the Eagles. You're gonna have to face the Commanders and the Giants, and you have to build your strength up front, especially when you're locked in with Dak within the next 4 years. You got to keep him healthy. So that's all I have, Law. Peace.
Man, great call, man. That's a great call for my guy. And the other caller, Josh left up out of there. Great call. Sometimes teams do draft based off of how they want to win their division. The Cowboys drafted Ezekiel Elliott, taking y'all down memory lane in 2016. Teams were terrified. And they were saying, hey, if he was doing this his rookie year, shoot, we got to prepare. And that launched the motion for the Washington team to get those Bama boys. Who remember that, right? That launched the Giants to make sure that they get Dexter Lawrence and all of those boys as far as their interior play. That launched for the Eagles to go out there, and they killed it the next year. They won the Super Bowl in 2017. But they went and got Junkins, whatever that guy's name. They went and got made sure that they had big boys inside, right, to stop the run, because the quickest way you can stop the run is penetration up front. So, to counter, since we have razor blade thin at right guard because we just don't know, we didn't really make any major moves this offseason. Shout out to Sadiq Charles. Shout out to Hakeem, who haven't played football in 2 years, you know. And who else? Robert Jones and all of those boys, right? I'm not saying that I want an offensive lineman. I'm not saying that. Definitely not implying that. But the old brain of Jerry was out there saying that, hey, we got DeMarco Murray in the third, and he was a great back for us, right? And he sees, like what he just said, that he's seen the weakness of the offensive line was the front five. That was a weakness. That's the reason why we couldn't do X, Y, and Z things. And everybody that's in here that's watching already knew that you're going to have a very 984 callback. I just saw you jump in. Now you're gone. But it was literally just like this. Before I make this point, everybody knew that we were going to struggle at offensive line when you have two rookies. You can barely make ends meet when you have one rookie. But we went into that thing with two rookies. Not saying excuses, but we had a gauntlet of a schedule with those first 5 or 6 games. But we had to expect that. And one of the rookies, he never played left tackle, right? So it was just rough for us, man. From the 984, you're live, 305, hold tight. 984, you're talking to the nation. Talk to me.
What's going on, Lord? This is your boy Rico, man. How you been doing?
Man, Rico, I've been doing okay, man. I know during the season, you know, you was on it, man. What you got for us now for this off season? What you got for me, man?
Well, I ain't calling to beat up on the Joneses no more. We all over the deal on that. But I'm gonna come. I can talk some football. Look,
okay.
You know, we're talking about receivers,
right?
You know, and I do believe we need a receiver to put some fear, you know, some way over the top. And the reason with Tech. Matthew. Well, let me ask you this here. What was Jalen Tolbert's stats for last year? He had about 700-some yards.
He had about 700 yards, 7 tubs, 7 touchdowns, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what was Cook's stats the year before? Very similar one.
Very, very similar, but I think he had like 9 touchdowns and more of a B role for everybody. Yeah. But for a lot of games, Tolbert was considered like, hey, he's your go-to guy because Lamb was still fighting to get back in football shape. But keep going.
Okay, but let's say if Lamb wouldn't have had that injury and Dak wouldn't have went down. Do you think Tolbert would have eclipsed Brandon Cook numbers?
A healthy Tolbert and Dak for a full season, I think he probably. The problem with Tolbert is inconsistency, though. That's the only problem with him.
Because when I was listening to MJ, and I went back and watched some film, and Tolbert. I don't think Tolbert is a steady 2, but I think he's a good 3. I think he's a mixture of. He can give some gallop with the high point and, toughness across the middle at times. You got to realize the school he comes from. But what I'm trying to say is Tolbert, I think we wouldn't be looking at Tolbert like this if Dak would have stayed healthy and CD would have stayed healthy. And we would have had him. I'm not saying Tolbert is the answer to the number 2 receiver, no.
But I think sometimes we crap on Tobe. But you got to realize, we go back and look at some of that film, at the end of the year, Tobe was open a lot of times. Mingo was too, but damn, Mercy, Cooper Rush, man, he couldn't give him the ball.
Yeah, and then the play calling design, even though, shout out to Mike McCarthy, but it's still kind of bland. And we're kind of like giving, like they finna throw the ball so you can sit on routes. My thing is with Tolbert, you ever remember Cincinnati had a nice third wide receiver for a long time, and his name was Tyler Boyd.
Tyler Boyd. Oh, yeah, I know Tyler Boyd, yes.
I think that.
I agree with you. I agree with you what you're going with that.
Yeah. I think Tolbert is a poor man's version of that. He's not even him. I think that he's a poor man version of that. Yeah.
Yeah. And what I'm trying to get to is, in this draft, I hear Boss Cowboy. I haven't talked to Boss lately. I've been meaning to catch up with him because that's what I like. Them trenches, man, we've been drafting in the trenches, man, forever. When is the coaches going to develop some of these guys? And the thing about it is we let some guys go that became Pro Bowlers, one for the Jets, one for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
It's time for them to get the right offensive line coaching to do what they need to do. And to me, I think what will help this offense more than anything is we gotta have some dangerous. We gotta have somebody either that running back spot or that wide receiver spot. Put fear in the defense.
Yeah.
Just one of them. You know what I'm saying? Just put one where you can look and say when he's touched that ball, he can hit his head on the goal post.
Yeah.
And you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing. And the third thing, I'm gonna say this here. People talking about Shotty, he having his way. Yeah, Shotty's gonna have his way kind of early. Because I believe Mike McCarthy had his way. Because he didn't, Kellen Moore still would have been there. But the thing about
he had his way when you hired Mike Nolan. He had his way. He had his way.
Yeah. But the thing about it is, when the minute he falls short somewhere, are they going to double down on him or do him like they did Mike McCarthy?
I mean, you do a zebra change his stripes, So what I'm getting at is that we are still in the honeymoon phase. She can do no wrong when it's the honeymoon phase. Yes, indeed. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he preached, and this is the last thing. And this is on Will. Will, I'm getting tired of you drafting guys from schools I ain't never heard of because you trying to outsmart everybody.
Yeah.
Go get some draft from schools with pedigree, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired. I'm not the kneeling and the D guy. I'm not talking because sometimes he do hit on them, but I'm getting tired of it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because for Dallas to win, everything gonna have to line up perfect.
It does.
Because Jones is not going to change. I want to tell Cowboy fans this: if Jared, you can see the transition now.
Yeah.
But Steven is gonna have some of the same ways like Jared.
Without the flashes. Yeah.
Without the flash. There you go. And like I said, Tobe Mingo, I think will help the Dak and a running game. I'm not saying Tobe Mingo is going to change the world. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I think we can look and say, you know what? I think Tobe can be Cedric Wilson. I think Mingo can maybe be a Gallup. We got to get that another guy, either at the running back position or at that wide receiver position, where the defense will look and say, you know what? We don't pay attention to him. He can make one or two plays that can break us and make us lose the game. Dallas got to get some speed. Dallas got to get some explosives in there. And to me, personally, if Ted and Matthew Gold is gone,
Ibuka.
I would go. No, I wouldn't go Ibuka.
Luther.
Because I wouldn't go that either. I'm going Amari Hampton. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
I know that's a little rich.
A little rich at 12, but go ahead. And closing.
Tell you why. Amari Hampton is because it makes us have to get an identity.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta have an identity, and I'm gonna tell you a sleeper back, and then I'm gonna let you go. my sleeper back that I think is right behind Hampton and Jenny, who I really love, is Caleb Johnson. His vision and feet are sweet.
No doubt, man. Good call from you, Rico. No. You gotta let me hear you say it, bro.
How about them Cowboys?
How about him? That's my dog, Rico, man. Rico during the season called in one time. He gave me such a hell. He gave me so much hell, bro. It's good to hear him on the off season, though. Oh my gosh, but it's good listening to people from all over the globe. All right, so I was gonna push back on something. Oh yeah, the Tolbert. Said it was a better wide receiver in my opinion. Said he just did everything. Cedric Wilson just did everything that you had to acknowledge that this dude can throw the ball. He can find the ball in space. He can high point the ball, and of course, you know, he went to where the money was at, where the money resided, because we couldn't hold on to him. But said he was right there with Gallup in so many ways, right? But that's a whole nother conversation. Far as Mingo, on the high end, on the highest of the ends of everything, he could be our version of, like, I can look at Mingo. He can be, to a degree, either, and this is crazy though, write this down. Mingo could be Miles Austin before Kim Kardashian, right? Or Mingo can be like the high end of a Noah Brown, right? So on the high end, I said that wrong, but y'all follow me. On the high end, he could be Miles Austin before Kim Kardashian, right? Or because she wore them hamstrings out. And he can be on the low end of Noah Brown, right? So it's hard for me to fit Mingo into that equation. Yeah, Cedric was a perfect number 3. Dramatic is spitting nothing but the gospel there. And the thing is with that, when you look at Cedric Wilson, you didn't think, oh, he could be a 1 or a 2. He was a quality number 3, you know. And but now the Cowboys thrusted some games in all training camp. They made Tolbert the number 1. So yeah, we had got misevaluations of Carson's and all of the people that was guarding him, because they're like, man, Tolbert cooking. Tolbert was cooking out there in Oxnard, you know. Had style and jazz and all of this good stuff. But it didn't translate to the pros. Yeah. Mingo has name 0. Mingo, my guy, man, from the 305. Man, they doing your boy Shador Sanders bad, man. They wrong for that, though. They wrong, man. Even I had to repost some stuff, man. I said, no, you don't sell it to kids' name 2 days before the draft or a day before the draft now. They wrong for that, bro.
Hey, it all come into Richard. Lord, he dropping down for him. He dropping down.
He gonna drop all the way to the 12, and I'm gonna be saying, when it's live, I'm gonna be like, y'all put 305 in the chat. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I've been on this since the regular season, bro. Yeah, man. Listen, no first rounder in the draft. I'm scared of the draft all the way. For one, let's just go down each position, right? Running backs. It's a lot of running backs out there, right? But you only got one clear first rounder, and that's Genty. Yeah. I don't care about no Hampton. I don't care. All these running backs, they name and they all want are second round running backs. Of course, people gonna come and reach up for them because people want younger running backs. Why you want younger running backs? Because they legs. Mm-hmm. Remember, running backs in the league is only from 3 to 5 years. So you try to get the freshest legs if possible, unless they like a Barkley or whatever case may be, and that's what we project the Jets to be, right?
Right.
So why would I go reach for Hampton on a 12th pick when earlier in the year he was projected to be a second rounder? Like, come on, bro. We gotta be realistic about this stuff, bro. When we talk about the draft, All this hype on these
Well. Combines got to happen, and combines got to happen. People got to catch up with the tape. You know, Xavier Worthy, before he ran that 40 time, was considered a second round draft pick or somewhere in the back. But when he ran that 40 time, they're like, man, he 4'2", whatever. You know, he 4'2" guy. You know, so it helps his draft stocks out. And you know, NFL is a cycling league. It's like fickle. You know. 1 year, everybody in on the running backs. The next year, nobody's in. Everybody in on the running backs this year because of what Saquon was able to do, right? Jameer Gibbs able to do, Bijan Robinson. So now everybody's now saying, hey, running backs, man, Ashton Genty could be him, you know. So it could be so many ways, man, when you start talking about players.
Absolutely. It's a copycat league, man.
Yeah.
You got these owners and general managers. They really don't be knowing what they're doing, man. That's the thing that we got Will McClay, man. At least he was a scout first, if I'm correct, right, Law? He was a scout first before he got in his position. So at the end of the day, man, it's a copycat league. Me, Law, personally, let me ask you a question. If we had Hampton last year, right? Wouldn't it have made a difference last year? We'd have had Hampton, we projected him to be, if we had him last year on the team, would he would have made a difference?
Not with the strategy that they were doing on the front end.
Oh
yeah.
Or the O-line, right? This team, we gotta wake up and realize this team is in a mess, Law.
Wait. Last year team, because this year these guys never been here before.
Last year, not bad. Last
year,
was in a mess, right? We built them last year, and we lost most of the players. We had last year,
but the year before, all right. So the year before last, when we played the Arizona Cardinals, right? We were head and shoulders favorites to win that game. All right, they had, you know, you can't name the offensive lineman that they had out there outside of Will Hernandez, and they ran all over us, bro. And that because that was the coordinator, it's the offensive line guy, and how his creativity is. We got that now on our side. I think we got more scheme now than what we had in the last decade, bro. This is gonna be a real scheme, bro. You know, I'm just
I mean, you say that long, I gotta see it to believe it.
I know.
Remember who our owner is, Law.
I know.
It's like how much say so this new coach is gonna have. I don't care what nobody says.
And he gonna have a lot of say so on the honeymoon phase, you know.
I get you.
Yeah. The honeymoon phase, sure, he can do it. He can talk back and all of this stuff, you know. When you're in that honeymoon phase, people fail to realize, you know, Shay Sharp and that lady, they were dating since she was 19. She's 22 now. She had a lot to say at 19 and 20 and 21, but she's 22 now. So now that phase is over with. She's saying, stop choking me. I'm called police and authorities, got them on three-way, you know what I'm saying, with the cops. So when you're in that honeymoon phase, all go. But when you get out of that honeymoon phase, things begin to be shaky a little bit, 305. You know how it goes.
Absolutely. But at the end of the day, Law, I don't think we need to be reaching for none of these players. For running backs, like I said, we got a clear cut number one, which is Genty. These receivers, Law, it scares me. I mean, the guy from Texas, we know you play football, Law. What they always say about the Texas boys, man, track speed. That's all I see is about track speed. That's what I see right there. I see track speed.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't show in the film to me. He doesn't have I see more players. That's the number one Royal from, I guess, I forgot his team is, had more breakout speed than the guy from Texas. You know what I'm saying? That scares me. Far Tech.
Yeah.
Bro, he's 6'5", bro, but he's not explosive, man. If you really watch the Colorado game when he playing against the number one corner, if you really watch that game, certain plays you see, even though he didn't have a quarterback long, certain plays you see, it's just like he gave up. It's like
well, I can't judge that because we talk about Arizona, right? You know, not even the state, the Wildcats. Yeah, they don't. We don't know what my guy Tech gonna do on the next level. But man, I appreciate you for calling in, Chief. I appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you for taking the call. But listen, if we want speed, Law, why we just won't wait and see what? I mean, I know Bond just got in trouble, but we gotta understand Bond was the number one receiver at Texas before this guy came up. Braun
Golden.
was their number one receiver. So before Golden came up. So why not see what Braun lands at, even though he in trouble? I know how true the trouble is. But we the Cowboys, right? We pick anybody. We don't care about the off-field things. That's why he put in a contract, right? The water contract. You know how Jerry put in a little contract. He get in trouble outside the field.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but
it's not guaranteed no more, right? So it is what it is, bro. Why not take a risk on something like that? The same time.
Hey, if he make it to the undrafted part, then we'll definitely pick up the phone call. You know what I'm saying? And call him up. But I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Shador. I want my Shador.
You want Shador with the 12th overall. I'm gonna be thinking of you, 305. Whenever Shador is drafted, I'm gonna yell out 305. Camping it live with us with the Shador thing. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate it, Law.
No doubt, man. 305, man. That's my guy, man. All season, man. He kept the consistency. That's one thing I'm gonna tell you about 305. He kept the consistent nature of we should trade Parsons, we should get rid of Dak, and we should figure out a way to get Coach Prime. It started off with Coach Prime coming to Dallas, you know what I'm saying? 305 had me thinking too, especially one day when they had made that news. When Michael Irvin said, yeah, I got something to tell you, and he was talking about Prime coming to Dallas, I really thought 305. I said, man, maybe he is plugged in all the way. And then when the whole thing with the Dak Prescott before the injury and things like that, remember 305 was talking like, hey, man, you shouldn't pay Dak. You shouldn't pay Dak. You should let him play out the year. You should let him finish out. We should do X, Y, and Z. 305, man. Oh, my gosh. All right, I got Jimmy, man, from the 781. You're live on the nation, man. Talk to me, bro.
What's up, my brother?
Hey, man. All is well.
Doing, buddy?
Waiting for this draft.
Listen, I'm getting real excited for tomorrow night, man. It's one of my favorite times of the year. It really is. And I told my wife we got to get some good Chinese food, some good sushi ready for tomorrow night, and get ready. It's going to be one of the most interesting drafts in the recent memory. But I'm still holding true. I think it's going to be a wide receiver at number 12. I just really don't know which one's going to be. It's either going to be Tet, it's either going to be Golden, or it's going to be Ekbuko. So it's one of those three. You know what I mean? And after that, we'll see where the chips go. But I think no matter what, at number 12, we're going to get a good quality player. So, I'm happy with whatever they pick at number 12. But, I can't wait for tomorrow night, my man.
No doubt, man. And we're going to be live at the draft party. It's going to be a great time. We're going to have Soup Man in the building. And
gonna be there.
yeah, fan of the year, Soup Man, and it's gonna be a great time.
He's gonna call Jimmy the Greek in tomorrow, man.
Man, I got to get him on the headset so that he can give you a shout out because he was so excited, man.
Of course.
He was so excited, man, when he said, "Yeah, man, I met a guy that said that he know you, man."
He's a good listen. He's a good. He really is a good dude, and that DJ I met that night too from the stadium there.
Blackbeard. DJ Blackbeard,
Blackbeard, great dude. But, I'm excited about tomorrow night, man. I think it's going to be I think we're going to have a really good draft. I think we're going to nail this. Call me overly optimistic, but I think we're going to have a terrific draft. And, I'm excited. So, other than that, you keep up the great work. I'm sorry you had to deal with all that bullshit with the other content creator this week, but it is what it is, man. Yeah. It is what it is. You got to roll on and
got to keep it on moving, man.
Hey, remember that you got to take care of you. You can only help out people so much because after that they take advantage. Remember that. So
come on with it, bro.
Yeah. All right. Much love, brother, and I'll get in touch with you tomorrow.
No doubt, man. And that's a good call from Jimmy, man, who's way in Boston, way up north, man, and to know that we got connections way up that way. If I was such an evil person, then those good reports wouldn't come back to me, right? They'll be like, hey, man, that dude Law Nation's trash, man. If I went in Boston somewhere, and DJ Blackbeard was like, no, don't mess with him. But it was the inverse, man. It's all about connecting and communicating with folks. And speaking of that, we've been invited to the Master Connector, and this is Faye Making Moves in 7 days on 4/30/2025. We will be there in the building there with more networking opportunities. I will have a link out in the future for all of that, but this is what we do. It's all about networking and building relationships, not breaking them. And I hope that we can have a great time, or we will have a great time at that event. And we have a great time tomorrow. With that being said, he was literally the last caller of the hour, man. So I really appreciate him, all what he does. Jimmy, thank you, man. And thank everybody, man, for tuning in to these long shows. They are necessary, right? So much Cowboys intel and information. All you guys got to do is support the nation by hitting that like button. Sharing is caring, baby. Sharing is caring. So if y'all can share this on a friend's page, a neighbor's page, and check out us on those things, man, and supporting. We is growing on all platforms. I appreciate that. Check out the Instagram if you got that. We hit 60,000 there. Appreciate them for y'all support. We growing there, and be sure to check out all platforms. We're doing crazy good numbers over there and good numbers everywhere. And what I want to tell people is that, it don't matter when you start, whether it's late or tomorrow or down the line 2 years from now, 30 years from now. I inspire you guys to be all better than what I do, right? I inspire all of you guys to make an impact and change that somebody can walk up to you, shake your hand, and say, I forever changed my life because of something you said, right? Whether it's big or small, right? There's no big eyes, there's no little U's. Always be willing to learn things on your own, whether it's something that can bite you or whether it could be something that can invite you to a great things that can happen down in your life. And that's just for what it is. I really want to echo this again as we depart. Reach out to the Milton's family. Henry is going through it. He lost his mom, and he has some heart complications now. He played for the Cowboys. He played down there in Grapevine in the University of Texas. He's a real good stand-up model citizen after his career was over with. And I know he was one of the mean street guys when he played for the Bears. But Henry Melton was one of those guys that his mom passed away, and now he's having heart failure and he needs surgery. Just keep in mind, keep people lifted in prayers, and let's continue to get things going in the best way possible. Lord, you eat Popeye's chicken? Man, if it was a chicken, a bird, man, you should, my country tell, boy, you might not know. I might have ate Popeyes, KFC, Bojangles, anything, man, you know what I'm saying? Fry mine, you know what I'm saying? Or bake it, yeah. But, hey, take care of yourself, drink your fluids. Let's get ready, Cowboy Nation. We will have another show later on today, Cowboys Collective. We're going to have a great time. We're going to talk about the trending news that's happened around trade rumors and who we going to draft and these sorts. Mingo is a solid 3. I can see that. I can definitely see that. Mingo being a solid 3. Peace out, everybody, man. Thank y'all for y'all support. Shout out to you again, Angie. Shout out to you, Sadiq. Shout out to you, Future Vision. Glenn, appreciate you. But put the prayer emojis in. Scarecrow, appreciate you. Shout out to you, Tony Reid. Appreciate you. Thank you so much on your way out, for the $10 cash app. Thank you so much for your support. Yeah.
And they understand the cost.
I just drink water, Angie. Make sure it's alkaline, though. And not out of a plastic bottle, huh? Oops, I'm talking too much. Allegedly, Facebook, don't come get me. Yes. I eat fried, bake, and barbecue, Law. Rodriguez! late super chat, but 99 for your mind. 499. Got 99 problems. Damn. But the Cowboys ain't one though. Cowboys ain't one. And as this room depart and leaving behind the legacy that's etched in time for this particular stream. VA boys fan, appreciate you. Verde, appreciate you for the prayers. John, thank you. Dak on Filthy, appreciate you. Yeah, close the doors.
And they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors.
I said close the doors.
Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
They say be where your feet at. Look down. On the ground that you walk on. On the ground that you walk on. Never judge a man by sight alone. Know by the height he has grown. Right? Those morals of life. Try to look at people as they are imperfect, but perfect for the situation. Because we got no room to judge or decipher. But there's always discernment. It's the small voice that tells you otherwise. Now, Jerry Wayne Jones, he have a consistent nature about himself. He can't keep a secret. So keep your eardrums close to the Twitter or the X app, to the YouTube. Turn your notifications on the gram or the Facebook. Turn them on. Don't turn them off. Church Shakedown. Yeah. Take it out, Gerald. Come on with it.
Dread it. Run from it. Destiny arrives all the same.
Take the money out! All of it!
The more you give, the more he gives to you, is what that passage said. But Mama said that there will be days just like this. Yeah. Perez says, my Latin wife like you, law. Well, shout out to the Latino communities. Shout out to the, I'm about to say Mexican, but you know, are they all the same? Shout out to the Aborigines and the Indian community, the Cowboys community. But if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes each and every last one of you all hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty, useless without it, all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all terror of your mind for it, if dogged and grim and besiege and beset with the help of Almighty, if you would simply, just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold or poverty or the famish or fame or the sickness of body or brain would turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty, you will get it, Cowboy Nation. Hush all that crying over there. Listen to these words. Let them marinate in your heart, in the hearts of hearts, but in the words of prime time for your mind. And 305.
Give me my theme music.
Yeah. Come on, man. If we offended anyone, charge it to my beard, not my heart, you know. And you got to have some fun. Yeah. I ain't trying to tell you, man, we put the FU in fun. No, we ain't talking about that fun. Get over there. Sit on down, Shannon Sharp. You had too much fun. They were like, oh, man, I'm going to write that down. So Shay Sharp put the FU in fun. No, don't do that. Wake up. Come on with it. Come on. Yeah. And roll those credits. Yeah.
Turn to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends. I got
Come on with it.
Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me.
Don't zone me, baby.
One up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady.
The
first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice, and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ.
Come on, Law Nation, let's get it. Write this down. Jealousy leads to envy. Envy leads to murder. Right? So for those who will ever think that anyone over here on Law Nation's side is jealousy of anything or anybody's success, please leave them alone, because they are jealous. And that's not in the heart of Law Nation. Come on with it.
I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry.
Because if I ever talk about the things that the Grand Creator put me in, baby, it will come off braggadocious. And I don't want it to get confused with anything. You see that car behind me? I can ride that one tonight if I want. That's not me bragging. Law Nation. Come on. Yeah.
No sleep, no rest.
Yeah.
Might crash, might wreck. But first I tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, notch. No drip, this. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I tell them run it up.
Take some money out, all of it.
Hey, come on with it. Life too short, ain't right, superstar. Shoot, they just don't know. Life be lifing too. I talked to my brother. He hit me up. He said, "Hey, what's going on, man? Did you have me to catch a plane?" I said, "No, man, chill, dog." Come on with it. Caught a plane out to Cleveland late last evening. That twin maker, man, he don't play around with his brother though. Yeah. Said no, twin. Who got a younger brother, man? Them younger brothers, man, they be doing some crazy stuff for the big brother. And the big brother be doing some crazy stuff for the younger. I'm the middle child though. If you're a middle child, put an M in the chat. Come on. I be home. Shout out to Jay Business. Let me bust a loop on that C8 right quick, Jay Business. Jerry said he got a twin brother named Jerry. Jara and Jerry. Shout out to you, Verdi. And another one. Yeah. Come on. Take hold of my meaty mitts. You crazy. Law, look up Ja'Cory Brooks. Too broke. Say less. You know it's danger. It's danger, baby. Don't let the street lights hit you. 6'2", 184 pounds. Wherever you go, whatever you do, play it too. They're saying that he may be an undrafted guy, but he got an impressive touchdown rate, thorough throughout his career, fights against combination coverages, slick use of offhands on open catch doors deep. Jacory also possesses size and ball skills for favorable one-on-one downfield. Plays with a desired catch-to-run transitions. Slither around tackles after the catch as a punt returner will, right? And Jacory also, he must be fast, huh? What's his 40 time? Put Jacory Brooks 40 time. We already got a Brooks on his team. We want to get a lot of Jalen's and Brooks, and but needs more urgency on quickly becoming catch ready. Hands are a little stiff and can be unreliable. Do you have the dropsies? Let's see, below average on takeoff and build up speeds, but I just need to look up his tape. Then he went to Louisville. Jacory Brooks. Let's get on up out of here, ladies and gentlemen.
Damn! No days off. Ain't nobody texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still calling me, texting me.
Low key, Jerry Jones, I see you in the chat. You know Stephen Jones is your brother. That's not your son.
I'm still them boys.
Come on with it.
I'm still them boys.
And they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant.
Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me?
There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000,
all I ask.
That's $40,000 tonight.
Shay Sharp. She 19, Shay.
All I ask.
All right, Shay, she's 20.
All I ask.
Hey, Shay, she's 21.
All I ask.
Come on, Shay Sharp.
All I ask
was alive was a good date.
Is when you lay your head on that pillow at
I
night.
could take her to the movies,
So I gave
buy a box
everything
of
I had.
popcorn,
I gave
get one
everything I
soda,
had.
2 straws. I wasn't cheap. That's swag. I was looking in her eyes. She's looking in mine. Can't do that no more. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seated, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you. Let's see. So put your 20 away, preachers. That 20 wasn't for you. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly, I'm gonna have y'all come to the altar and give it, because I need to see 1,000 people moving. Bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on take your phone and stick it on the bucket.
No days off. No days off.
Dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same.
What more do you want from me?
Giving is worship.
What should I say?
Hey, bro, come on
Giving is
now.
worship.
I am.
This ain't the time to talk. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people need to give $20.
It's an evil world we live in.
Take the money give $20. This is easy, saints.
Come on.
This is an easy
Entertained.
We should be able
Are you not
to raise
entertained?
$40,000 tonight just from y'all giving.
Shame. Shame. Shame.